All right, so I'm gonna figure out what I would do if I was a GM of one of these, of maybe all of these NBA teams, if we can get through it all. And it'll be a good exercise in me kind of reevaluating the value of these players. So let's get into it. So just going by alphabetically, so the Atlanta Hawks first. I don't like Trey Young. I've made a video called Trey Young being a narcissist, which might be a bit harsh, but on the basketball court, I just feel like it's all about him. He'll complain to the referees, won't get back on defense. Just things where I just wouldn't like playing with the guy. So when I evaluated him last, he might have been worth about 8 mil a year. So to pay him 43 mil a year into the future, it's bad. So I'd immediately look to trade Trey Young. So who might want him? The Pistons might. Sixers probably wouldn't because they're probably happy with Tyrese Maxey at the point. The Magic probably wouldn't because they got a good thing going at the moment. We'll pop open this tab as well. So the Magic are eighth. I'm not sure they'd want to mess with their chemistry. So probably not then. But we'll add the Pistons on here. Open a new tab. Hornets probably happy with LaMelo Ball at the point. Jazz, where are they at the moment? 10th. Colin Sexton's their guy, I believe. And this is sorted through projected cap space. So, these teams might have space to acquire Trey Young because he is going to be on $43 million next season. And we'll just assume that the off season's happening now. Like looking into next season. I'll throw the Magic in here because they might think they need some star power. They haven't really had a superstar since Dwight Howard. So they might, be interested in Young. I'll just pick out teams that might actually pursue Trey Young. I feel like the Rockets would be a team that would like Trey Young. They do have Fred VanVleet on a big contract as a point guard, though, but I can imagine them seeing Trey Young as a great fit. Do they still love the 3-point shot as much as they used to with Daryl Morey? I don't know. The Thunder, Trey Young, mess with Shea Gilgeous Alexander being the ball dominant guy there. The Wizards, I would imagine, are looking to tank because they're standing there 7-36. So I'd imagine that they'd be wouldn't want to be competitive, and they'd probably see acquiring Trey Young is actually trying to improve. These are some nasty contracts. That Jordan Poole contract's an albatross. Can we see for how many years that is? I want to see multi-year. Yeah, I don't give a crap about all this. Oh my. Holy crap, the Warriors got out of that well. Oh my. That's a dang. That's going to weigh down the Wizards for a long time. Once I get to the Wizards, probably going to be the last team because it's W at the end of the alphabet. We'll see if what they could do with Poole, but that's horrendous. Kuzma's good though. Bagley's good. Gafford's good. Not a fan of Adia coming out of the draft, but I haven't evaluated him recently. Patrick Baldwin Jr. is a monster. I wonder if he's getting playing time. But yeah, they need to get out of that Poole contract. Shit. So, would the Wizards want Young, given all that situation? Probably not, because they've already got a guy who loves chucking up irresponsible threes in pool, so adding another one in Young would be horrendous for them, I think. And now we're getting into territory of guys just wouldn't be able to afford Young. What have the Blazers got on the books? Well, they gave Jeremy Grant shitloads of money. He's not a star, and that's star money, dude. He's a fucking role player. Simons is really good and probably deserves that money. Brogdon, yeah. Time Lord, that's a really great value contract. Wow, they're not very good, are they? 13-31, and this is their bloody salary outlook. It's horrible. Look, if they ran a lineup of Ayton, Grant solid, Simons, Time Lord, and Shaden Sharp, I'd be happy. They should be more competitive than they are, so interested to do a deep dive into what's going on there, because they have more talent than their record belies, I would say. Would they be looking to add Trey? The Blazers would give up Jeremy Grant for Trae Young in a heartbeat, wouldn't they? But they'd still be over the cap. So they'd be willing to give up Grant and maybe Simons. So we'll throw them on as a potential candidate. Mavs. No, they've got Kyrie and Luka in the backcourt. Alright. So let's have a look. There's 5 teams here I think that could be suitors for Trae Young. Now, to trade Trae Young, and are there any contracts that I'd want to throw in there in the trade? Perhaps a Okongwu. Let's evaluate Onyeka and Okongwu. Fortunately, these YouTubers are uploading massive amounts of tape for free, and the NBA's presumably not getting any money out of it. Talk about not even controlling your product. So Okongwu. While we're at it, we'll look at some other players. Bay can shoot, that's for sure. Would have liked Johnson to finish with his left there, but got a good result. Pathetic closeout by Johnson there. Allows Saric inside. Bay does there. Don't know what he was doing. He should have just tried to set a normal screen there, Bay. But Bay needs to sink low. I mean, I'm going to tell everyone to sink lower and stop prioritizing their man on the outside. Probably pay Bay about $6 million a year at the moment, based on what I've seen. Boxing out a bit. Probably worth about $8 million because of that. Conscious of what's going on here. Kuminga's probably... I'm a massive Kuminga hater. That's a freaking charge. It's pushing off. I agree, Dario. Wait, what? Oh, no, Dario's on the Warriors. Kuminga's initiating that contact. Now, Matthews is a non-entity on defense. Like, should be forcing him baseline. Matthews prefers to just bang. But both players aren't good enough to be in the NBA, and they're just... Kuminga draws a foul, but it's probably a charge on his part, I would argue. Now, Bay should have sunk lower here. He could affect this shot and probably take it from Kuminga, because he's a bit loose with his left hand, I feel. Paddy being lights out. Alright, so Bay's off. We would have paid him about 8 mil based on what we've seen, but we didn't finish our evaluation of him. He's a Kongwu, who's a big body, but from memory doesn't have much skill. Sinks a bit too high. If Steph was a savage driver of the ball, we would have gone past a Kongwu easily right there. Just drive straight through. But instead, Curry, you know, great player, but likes to stuff around on the perimeter, and that's a tough shot. He makes it because he's Steph Curry, but I would have preferred him to just attack the Kongwu closeout. Here he is, just eyeing in on his own man. Definitely an isolationist defender. Did I just coin a new term? Bro, a Kongwu needs to go. Alright, I'd be looking to put a Kongwu in a trade package as well as Young, for sure. Now, the rest of these guys, their contracts aren't big enough for me to really care. Like, it's not impactful enough on the team moving forward. So, and obviously you wouldn't want to trade away a good player. So I'm only, as far as I'm figuring out who I'd trade away, I'm only looking at the big money guys, and I definitely want to get rid of a Kongwu, and I definitely want to get rid of Trae Young. Now, because I'm adding a Kongwu to a trade, would any team take both of them? Would the Blazers want Young and a Kongwu together? From memory, they've got very little cap space, so probably put them. I have to figure that one out later. Like, it might even rule them out. So essentially, it'd be $43 million a season, and plus 14 is $57 million outgoing per year. Would the Blazers trade Grant for that? Yeah, I think they would. Would they trade Grant? I'm ruling out Ayton because they just acquired him. Would they trade Grant and Simons for that package? Probably. But that's still only 54 mil. Yeah, so that's a possibility. Alright, I need to make a document. Should I just sticky notes it? Alright. Hawks trade possibilities. Trae Young. So we'll put together all these possible packages, and then bloody hell, I can't spell. You know what I mean. And then we'll see which one's best. Now, I'll just have a look at what I would prefer. Oh, but the Blazers have to shed money, don't they? To keep under the cap. So they're 19 mil over the cap, so there's no way that... I don't know how this trade shit works. We'll just say that if you're trading X value for X value or thereabouts, then it's allowed. We'll just say that. So, who would I want the most in a trade back? I'd want Simons. I'd want Robert Williams III. But really, it would be most likely Grant and someone else. I think Jeremy Grant's been in trade rumours for a long time, so I think the Blazers would be willing to give him up. I definitely prefer Simons over Brogdon. Would the Blazers do Jeremy Grant and Anthony Simons for Young and Okongwu? I don't think they would. Simons is their guy. I don't think they would. You know, the Blazers have been through a lot, having kind of a narcissistic ball dominant point guard for years in Damian Lillard. And look, I'm saying that as a guy who has a Damian Lillard jersey after he hit that game winner over the whatever, that fadeaway buzzer beating game winner to send the Blazers into the next round of the playoffs. Like, as soon as I watched that shot go in live, I just ordered a $100 NBA, Lillard jersey. But again, it's just like, I think Lillard's more style over substance, not really an impactful defender, and doesn't do much without the ball. So, just like Trae Young, frankly. But I think would Blazers do Grant and Brogdon for Okongwu and Young? Yeah, for sure. Blazers, Jeremy Grant. Let's say 30 mil per, and Brogdon 22.5 mil per. So that's 42 and a half. And how much were we sending out? 43, 57 mil. So let's say that trade works. All right. But would they give up Simons? Grant and Simons for Young and Okongwu. I don't think they'd do it. Would they do it for a pick? Nah. Alright. What would the Wizards offer? Now, they're not hamstrung by any salary cap concerns, so they could just trade like cash considerations for Trae Young and Okongwu theoretically. With that much cap space. 22. Oh no. Okay. I've mucked up this order, I think. So there's the Magic. And the Pistons have the most cap space. So we'll look at the Pistons now. Who have they got? Right, so Bojan's only got 2 mil guaranteed, so he might be a likely cut candidate. The question is, do I want any of these guys? Isaiah Stewart was pretty good. There's no way would the Pistons trade Cade Cunningham for Trae Young and Cade Cunningham and Onyeka Okongwu. No, they wouldn't. I don't know how good Osar Thompson is, so let's have a look. Got some bounce. Nice. Still, it's not a great look when you're one of the worst teams in NBA history, and you're getting a lot of minutes. I'm presuming because he was a reasonably high reasonably high pick. That's a nice move, for sure. Got some bounce. Showed good instincts to go in and strip that ball. He's more athlete than a finesse man, that's for sure. What are you doing trying to charge into a guy like that? Preserve your body. He doesn't really show a willingness to shoot, does he? Oh, that's a nice move. I like him. He's really good. There's that corner. He's really good. I'm impressed. He could probably guard 1 through 3, I reckon, based on what I've seen. What the hell was that? Damn, he really doesn't like shooting. Yeah, I like him. Good player. Would they... And Marcus Sasser, can we get some tape on him? Ball hog. Where is he? Is he this guy? No. Okay. He can shoot. He had a wide open driving lane. He should have dribbled this in and finished with his left over Lopez, I think. Like, you're more likely to get points, whether it be via foul, drawing the defense in, and then kicking out, than this mid-range shot, frankly. So while Thompson was definitely a drive-first player, Sasser definitely looks like a shoot-first player. Okay, this might be evidence of Dame's lackadaisical defense. Look, letting him get inside, blah, 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 just lazy, lazy, lazy. Disappointing, Dame. I've got your jersey. Alright, Sasser can't really do anything with his left, I'm noticing. Seems super tentative. If he was good with his left, he'd attack Portis, and then if Portis keeps up with him, step back. Portis is probably flying that way, and then it's an open jumper. But instead, it's kind of just doesn't really attack, and I'm presuming there's a pretty crap defender on him. Oh no, Beauchamp is good. So that's where Portis needs to step up, or Beauchamp needs to... Is it Beauchamp? Yeah, needs to attack him more. But yeah, Sasser, I just feel like can knock down shots, but that's about it. So I wouldn't really want to go after Sasser. So it's essentially... I think the Pistons would be willing to give up Stewart and Thompson for Young and Okongwu, for sure. Maybe even like won't worry about picks. Pistons... Stewart... 15 mil per, and also something like that. I need to speed this up, otherwise it'll take forever. Okay. 0 mil guaranteed for Isaac. Oh, I can press this. Right. Yeah, right. So disregard Isaac there. I really like Wendell Carter. I don't think they'd trade Banchero for Young. I would decline that option. I know Joe's an Aussie, but he was a pretty middle of the pack sort of NBA player when I evaluated him a few years ago, and he's 36 now, so it doesn't say much. There's no players on the Magic here that I'd really like. They're an incredible success story. Coming 8th, but individually, I'm not all that impressed with their players. I like Fultz, Carter, Harris, Batadze. The rest of the guys, when I've evaluated in the last 2 years, wasn't really that impressed with, so... I don't think the Magic could even bother trading Carter, who I would covet, for Young. Let's watch some Mo Wagner highlights. Rolling well. Gets back on defense quickly. Should have just finished with his left. Well, he ended up finishing with his left. Why didn't he just do that from the start? He's a bit of an antagonist, I think, Mo. Passing to his brother there. Showed some handles. Well-placed ball. Finishing up well. What the hell is this disgusting branding bullshit? Oh, it's an in-season tournament. Right. It's a nice finish. Do not like that bullshit behavior. Bro. You're barely into the second quarter. Oh, he's a wanker. That's a foul. Did well to fight for position. Oh my goodness. This guy's... No wonder this guy gets in fights, man. Pumping his chest. Holy shit. He'd be a pain in the ass to be around. Guarantee that. So, I don't want anyone on this Magic team. And they wouldn't give up picks. So, forget them. Wizards. Yeah, I wouldn't mind Kuzma. Bagley. Gafford. Might have to reevaluate Abdia because it's been a while since he was drafted. Don't like Johnny Davis from memory. I think. Yeah, I could dig up what I think about Davis because I would have made a note about it. Really like Pat Baldwin. Do they have the space? 22 mil. So they'd have to... They're taking on like 57, so they'd have to get rid of like 30 mil odd. Which would essentially mean Kuzma and Bagley or Gafford, unless Avdia is really improved. Leaking out. Nice finish. But I tell you what, see, McDaniels really should have contested this. Jumped up with his left hand and at least tried to swipe the ball before it got above Avdia's head, and then maybe meet him at the rim, but he doesn't there. Where is he? Corner. Attacking that well. Oh, that's beautiful. No look. There's Gafford being a bit of a freak. Athletic 7-footer. With some sound fundamentals. Okay, he's being way too loose with his ball carrying there. Doesn't really fight for the rebound. It just happens to get it. Relies on being tall. And then immediately looks up. But he should be aware that this guy could steal it right back. Very loose. That pass could have been batted away. No way. No way. So it would basically just be Kuzma and Bagley or Gafford to make the salaries match. Would the Wizards trade Kuzma and Bagley for the Hawks package? No. Would they trade Kuzma and Gafford for that package? No. So we'll rule out the Wizards. At least that's not for too long, but there's no way Van Vliet. Like, what's their NBA the standings of the Rockets? 20 and 23. It's not too bad. They're still in the mix, are they? 3.5 games out of playoff spot. But now do the top 10 teams make the playoffs and it's like a play-in? Ugh. Call me a traditionalist, but I kind of like the old know what you're getting 1 through 8 make the playoffs. But it's just, I'm really, I think the NBA's done a terrible job of branding. Jerseys making it so that you can't really identify which team is which and who's home and away, and just obscene amounts of ads. I haven't watched a live NBA game in years just because like more than half the broadcast is probably advertising. It's disgusting. It's greedy. Wouldn't trade for Brooks for that price. Jabari Smith's good. So Amen Thompson is Osar's brother, isn't he? Let's have a look at him. Man, these YouTubers are prolific, aren't they? Just pumping out content. I mean, is it AI? Is it done by AI, or is someone actually just like finding these highlights and putting them together? Left-handed pass. Nice finish by Şengün. He runs like a gump. What is that? Do they call Derek White a great defender? He's just standing there. Force him to do something and generate a turnover. What the hell is that? Oh, that was lackadaisical. Oh, how is that a foul? He looks really shaky with his handle, I think. How is it? Is that actually a highlight? I suppose it's an assist, but he didn't do anything for it. Standing in the corner. So he's got his brother's athleticism. He's not showing me much, I'm afraid. Şengün's a Gronk. Okay, it's starting to get a bit of defamation here, but flying elbows and just like he might be putting up good numbers on a bad team type player. Maybe I'm being a bit unfair on him. That's possibly a goaltend. Don't you know Derek White's an excellent defender? Who was the NBA player who said that he's a great defender? Because that seems like a legitimate endorsement if another NBA player is praising him, but there's a possibility that an NBA player doesn't know what they're talking about. So, from what I can see, Thompson's really just good for offensive rebounding. And they're kind of sus, too. Nah, bro. His Ossar's way better. Way, way, way better. So, not interested in him. Let's look at some Cam Whitmore. What is he, number 7? Nice. Nothing but net. Beautiful. Yeah, Porzingis isn't looking good, but they're making him defend on the perimeter for some reason. He's a center, ideally. He's blocking shots. Why are they making him defend on the perimeter so much? Nice off-ball movement. Pritchard being useless defensively. That was a lucky bucket, I think. Oh, Derek White showing out again. Not getting back enough. Just reaching in. What are we looking at here? Cam Whitmore. Runs the floor well. Oh! Oh, that's a great job. Wow. Still, when he gets the ball, it seems like a lot of me first. And he's just very much just... Yeah. Very much a putting his head down, driving to the rim, everyone else can be damned type player. So not a huge fan there. Okay. So, what are we looking at? And that's all the rostered guys. Otherwise, everyone else can just be picked up on in free agency. So, I'm not going to evaluate those guys. So, they've got shitloads of space, cap space, right? Well, not really. No, they'd have to get rid of 30 million, and unless I'm adding, yeah. So the Rockets aren't really a trade candidate either. So trading Young and Okongwu, like almost $60 million going out. So having looked at these packages that I've drawn up, would I prefer that or just straight picks? Like a salary dump. Now, what would the Pistons give up in picks? Because they can take on all the all of the salaries. They might give up, and this is just like throwing it out there. 2025 for... Oh, okay. First, we'll add. What pick would they consider throwing in picks for this stuff? Grant and Brogdon for Young and Okongwu. I don't think they'd bother throwing in a pick. And would the Pistons throw in Stewart and Alsar Thompson for Young and Okongwu and throw in a pick with them? Probably not. So we'll look at no, the Blazers can't afford to just straight up to take on all of those contracts. They have to give up salary. So therefore, Stewart and Thompson, or what picks do the Pistons have? Ooh. See, this is why I love American sport, is because there's so much content. You could just spend your lifetime studying all of this, like not just the play, but like the salaries, and like someone's keeping track of all these picks. Like I've spent thousands of hours immersing myself in all this stuff. So the Pistons are definitely going to own their own first. What is all this? First round, second round. Alright, so they own their own first round pick. Would they give it up for, which would be like, you know, early lottery, would they give it up for Trae Young and Okongwu? No way! I can't be bothered figuring out who's got what picks. So would the Pistons give up? Sixers give up? How the hell are the Sixers in such a good salary cap situation? Because they're competitors, aren't they? They've got to re-sign Maxi though. Oh, they've got a lot of players coming off the books. Yeah, they got to get Maxi back. KJ Martin Jr. should probably try and bring him back. I thought Mo Bamba was pretty good out of college. That's great cap management there. Embiid's worth that. I mean, he did just drop a 70 piece. Would the Sixers want to give up any picks for Young and Okongwu? No. They wouldn't want to use their cap space up on that. No. Hornets. The Hornets might give up like a, I don't know, Hornets 2025 second rounder. Jazz. Let's say Raptors 2025 first rounder. Oh, but they can't afford to do it. So take them off. So let's just call it at that, hey? So what package would I most want? Well, look, the problem is with this whole exercise is that I know I can pick up guys off the street who are way better than Thompson and Stewart and Brogdon and Grant. So I would just prefer to just trade away these guys and basically take nothing back. So what was that Blazers multi-year? So Grant's on a, I would perceive, pretty bad contract long term. Brogdon's expires after there. The Pistons, Thompson goes into next year, and then there's all these options. And Stewart's going into multi-years. So from a cap point of view, I'd definitely choose this. So look, if I was the Hawks GM, I'd just look to trade Trae Young and Onyeka Okongwu, and I would accept a trade of the Pistons' Isaiah Stewart and Osar Thompson. So what would the lineup, what would we have left? So who are we getting? Osar could play in the backcourt, and Stewart. Let's watch some Kobe Buffkin. Okay, so he's in the G League. Is that him? Oh, is he a lefty? So that's the trouble with a guy who's willing to fall on the ground so much, is that you heighten your risk of injury. Shows good awareness. That player's a wuss. Why would you not contest that? Oh, jeez. Daydreamer. Okay. You can shoot. Is he getting cocky about it? Nah. Don't rate him. Mohammed Gui. Which one is he? Ooh, get him. Shows good understanding to cut there. Probably would have liked him to finish with a simple reverse lefty. Less dangerous for him. Oh, he can shoot. Nice. What is that defense? His shot looks a little bit flat. Okay, not much more recent footage, so let's watch this. That's a really tough shot. Something you shouldn't probably settle for. Probably should have blocked that with his left. That could be a foul, bumping into him with his right arm. Damn, he's got the mobility of a guard. Nice pass. I like him. Okay, yeah, alright. It was a nice pass, but I don't think we need, 3 replays? Oh, that's really good. Frees the defender. I like him a lot. Shuffles over. See, it's just these little micro decisions where it's like, if he shuffles over, creates more space for himself in the future, and then knocks it down. Where is he? In the corner? I would like him to... I think his coach might tell him that we want you in the corner, but I'd go looking for more work around here and let this guy be the perimeter dude. Like, see again, this guy needs to be more alert of a swing pass. So he could have picked this pass off, but he's keyed in on his man too much. Oh man, they love that. Who put this together? The Hawks. Yeah. It's good to show love to your guy, but come on, man. Ooh! Nice cut. Oh, this guy's a baller. That's a great finish. Alright, we'll get a few highlights of that, won't we? Smooth. Shows the willingness to pass. He's a really good player. I'd be happy with him being my 4th best player on my team. Meaning 20 minutes a game, 25 minutes a game, I'd be happy to give him that. And he can probably guard like 3 till 5. That's the positions, not the time. So yeah, really. But are they giving him any playing time? This epic site should have the answer to that. That might explain why your team is 18 and 26. You're not giving a... Is he their best player? Guy might be the Hawks' best player. Oh no, Paddy's a monster. I don't think Wesley Matthews was that good in his prime, and he's 37 and still got an NBA spot. Man, if coaches think you can shoot threes, man, you have got a high chance of being picked. Simple as that. You might not be able to do much else, but if you can shoot threes well, they'll love you. So, yeah, good to have him around long term. Now can I be bothered evaluating whether these guys should be brought back? I mean, Paddy's 35, historically been a great player, can probably pick up a better player in free agency. Bay, from what I saw, wasn't really good enough to prioritize re-signing. So in that case, if you're going to lose him, maybe consider trading him. Damn it! Alright, we'll assume that this season has ended. If I knew like before the mid-season trade deadline that I wouldn't want to keep a guy long term, but they might have trade value, then I would trade him. But yeah. And alright, look, I just love basketball so much. I'm going to evaluate these guys that I might not be overly familiar with. I think I'm familiar with Trent Forrest, so we'll skip him. Vit Krejci. Let's have a look at him. And there'll probably be tape on him, because content creators are mad people. Oh! That's a nice attack right there. Oh my goodness, look at the agility for such a tall man. Where is he? Oh! I mean, it's an assist. What is he, like 6'9" and a ball? Plays like a guard? This guy's really good. Get him. This guy might be worth a max contract. He's unbelievable. kind of lucky there. Shouldn't really be leaving his feet for the pass. Oh, he's outstanding. That dribble right there shows how good he is. So using his offhand, gets past his man and then drives the ball back to his right hand so that he can drive and then draws this guy in and passes. So that's high level processing. This guy's amazing. So what's his current situation? Okay, so he's playing for the Skyhawks. Yeah, I'm gonna look more into this guy. I might put together a highlight tape on him because is there any Skyhawks tape of him playing for the Czech Republic? Okay, someone's made some tape from him like 4 months ago. Who's the Hawks coach? Justin Tatum. Oh, that's the Wollongong Hawks. Quinn Snyder. I just don't understand how a guy can get a head coaching opportunity, not win championships, get fired, and then pick up a head coaching position elsewhere. It's like, unless you were just clearly not given enough opportunity, how could you possibly belong as a head coach? Like, how many years did Snyder have as a head coach? He had 8 years as a head coach. The Jazz, I don't recall, did much during that time. Got fired. Now he's just... It's like failing upwards. You know? And he's not identifying his talent. Like, the guys on bloody two-way contract, like Krejci and Gui, are better than all of these other guys. And they're not getting opportunities. What about Seth Lundy? Is he this guy? Yeah. See, it's just little lazy things like, at least try and guard against that inbound. Like, just do as much as you can to disrupt what the team wants to do. And he's got his bucket, he's happy, and he's just jogging back. Doesn't want to... Nah. Good player... Here's what a good player would do, right? They'd catch it, evaluate the situation, maybe even dribble backwards to create more space, and then just attack. Just attack that. But instead, it's all about him. This guy is now basically open for a pass inside, but Lundy's just like, no, this is my time to shine. So, again, it's just like, you got to bring in players who are team players, who you'd want to play for. And doesn't hustle to stop in inbounds when he should, and then just very much ISO-centric offensively, I think. So, yeah. Is there any more to consider for this team? Decline that option. I really like Bruno Fernando, so consider bringing him back. And all these guys just... Well, AJ Griffin's good. Not really a fan of Jalen Johnson. Consider trading him. Murray's probably not worth that contract, nor is Bogdanovic. But look, at the end of the day, I know that I can pick up, like, Hall of Fame level talent for, like, peanuts. Because I've evaluated thousands of players in my time, and like, do you really think that the best players in the world actually play in the NBA? Do you really think that the coaches and the talent evaluators, front office personnel, really have found the best players in the NBA in the world and they've put them in the NBA? If you believe that, then I'm sorry, but you don't understand the way that human nature works. people make mistakes. People have a lack of understanding of things. They might still have positions of power despite that. We don't necessarily live in a meritocratic society. And so there's some acceptable contracts here, but frankly, who would I actually want to keep for the amount of money? The trouble with NBA contracts is that like they're guaranteed. So it's not like the NFL where a guy might, if he makes the roster, would make 22 mil, but if you cut him, you could save like 15 mil. It's not like that with the NBA. So it's a bit of a sunk cost to just cut a guy in favor of a clearly superior player if they are on such a big contract. So, you know, the guys that I haven't mentioned in trade talks here, probably acceptable to keep for this kind of money. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this analysis, over an hour long. But there's no reason why I can't do this for every team. But it's just look. I now know that Mohamed Gay needs to get more. I really should learn how to pronounce his name. Should be getting more NBA minutes. And Vit Krejci, I haven't got a full understanding of this guy's talent. But like, how tall is he? He's like 6'6" or some shit. 6'8", yeah, I thought so. And he's all been all over the place. Why? Anyway, interested to hear what you think about all of these opinions. I should probably put together a list of players that I would look to acquire. The Skyhawks had Georgi Bezanishvili on their roster recently. He's now on the Iowa Wolves G League team. Bezanishvili, probably think of prime LeBron. I think that's Bezanishvili's value. Just can knock down open shots, probably better than prime LeBron. Run the court like LeBron. Finish with either hand better than LeBron. Good passer. Probably not quite as quick laterally as LeBron, but still a very sound defender. Can stop people at the rim. Very strong rebounder. So if you want to prime LeBron on your team, sign Georgi Bezanishvili. And I suppose I should throw in a little plug here for my both obviously my YouTube channel, which you're presumably on right now, and then this website, Underrated Sports. Recently uploaded a Demontre Tuggle interview where he breaks down his play as a Chicago Bear. So really great resource there to get inside the mind of an outstanding player playing in the world's best gridiron league. And then if we check out this page, basically just put some stuff that was for free on my YouTube on this website. Bit of free stuff, and then first tier of pay-per-view videos. Or you pay to watch this playlist, watch me get punched in the face. And then tier 2 is some stuff that I poured a lot of effort into, so I want to get paid for it. So this tier is $2.50 to watch all of these. This tier is $3.50 to watch all of these. And, you know, there's more. Look at that. I haven't got an NBA, a basketball video in tier 2, so hoop fans might be a bit bummed about that. But there are some hoop stuff here. Hoop analysis. There's just more content in Gridiron because there's more players. So you can pay those one-off fees to access this stuff, or you can subscribe to my website. $3.50 a month, which gives you a fair bit of value if you're into all the stuff that is on the site. And then I give you an email every 10 days telling you about what I had been doing on the website in the last 10 days. So consider dropping some cash on this stuff. Spent basically 4 years dedicated to this shit. So I hope to think that I've provided some good value. Highlights you might have missed in the gridiron. What's a basketball related one? Gilbert Arenas and Dwight Howard should have been given more time together, because I think they were both kind of in their athletic primes age-wise. Gilbert was coming off knee injuries, but both Hall of Fame talents, and they only had like half a season to play together from memory. So I do a little bit of analysis there. And then watching Jimmy Butler, he puts up good numbers here and there. I just feel like he doesn't really have a left hand, so I would have guarded him thus and do a bit more breakdown on basketball there. So, yeah. Anything else to mention? I don't know. Hope you have a good life and that. Peace.